violated their guidelines and demonetized his channel. But Jason simply opened a second channel to get monetized again. But this was just one of the many controversial videos made by
Boy said, yo, they demonetized my channel. Alright, I'm gonna make another one. Yeah, that's probably why YouTube started making their rules strict. Like, once they like ban you, they like ban you. That's it. You could barely even go on other people's channels.
he'd been with for some time now had passed away tragically in a car crash. In the video, he was
Oh Lord. You got one YouTuber that popped her boyfriend for views. Then you got another YouTuber, imaginary, offed his girlfriend for views. They do anything for views. They do anything for views. What up, what up, what up, YouTube? What up, what up, what up, YouTube? You clicked the title, you read the page. Idiot YouTubers who was going insane for views. Yo, shout out to this YouTube channel that I just came across. It's called Moon. Y'all make sure y'all get at that. He has I'm assuming it's a he because of the voice, but sometimes these YouTube pages could kind of confuse me because it could be like AI. So let me just see. Yeah, there's no picture. I guess there's this picture, but yeah, so sometimes these things could be AI. So shout out to Moon. You know, it's a dope YouTube channel. He has like a bunch of different documentaries that he put together. Now, me personally, I'm not the YouTuber that's gonna do the documentaries. I tried, it's just not for me, so I'm gonna react to it. All right, so you click the title, you read the page, sit back, relax, get comfortable. We're about to react to idiot YouTubers who went insane for views. This gonna be a good one. Sit back, relax, mother dope. Drop that comment. Hope you feeling good, hope you feeling great. Let's get to it. I didn't talk your ears off enough.
What is it that makes so many big YouTubers and influencers go completely insane? One day they're happily making their reaction videos and selling their crypto scams, then one day it's just like they snap, doxing people, faking their own.
It's Friday. I might not drop this on Friday, so it's Monday. I might not drop this on Tuesday or Monday or Wednesday. So whatever day I drop this on, take a shot because you're alive. So take a shot for me.
Deaths or eating themselves into an early grave. Is it all really just for clicks, or is there something about internet fame that leads to madness and tragedy? Or is it something else? Well, in this video we're going to be going over the YouTubers who completely lost their mind as the blinding spotlights of popularity bore down on them, where the characteristics that made them successful also brought their demise. Beginning with the infamous SS Sniper Wolf, who had one of the more controversial breakdowns on this list. If you don't already know, SS Sniper Wolf was one of YouTube's top creators, with over 34 million subscribers. Her career started in 2013 during the Let's Play era of YouTube, where she'd supposedly play games all day even though it was discovered to be her boyfriend playing, and would create an online persona for her viewers to connect with. However, over time, her content has undergone a huge transformation. If you take a look at her channel today, you'll see a significant shift. Gaming has taken a backseat in replacement of Sniper Wolf React videos. Now, YouTube React videos are somewhat controversial. Many believe it's stealing other people's content because the YouTuber can't create their own original or creative stuff anymore. And one of the people who called
Yo, I'm screaming. Not that's what we doing. Listen, like I said, I try to do documentaries. I don't think videos like this is considered stealing because you got to understand the normal viewer might not want to watch this video by themselves. This might be boring to them. It's just someone talking to them. It's a documentary in a sense. Could come off boring. Like me, I'd rather watch academics react to some shit rather than me watch some shit. Or DJ Ghost react to some shit rather than me watch some shit. It's like, I know I can go watch the video myself, but I'd rather watch them do it. And you would rather watch me do it. So sit back, relax. You feel me? Smell the dope they talking about. They ain't stealing, especially when you outside doing vlogs like I do. I actually do my own content. I'm talking about.
SS Sniper Wolf out on this was Jax Films. In October 2022, Jax Films created a second channel called JJ Jax Films. The channel was created simply to mock her inability to react as a reaction influencer, duplicating and dubbing her work. He then calls SS Sniper Wolf out on copying content, which frustrated Sniper Wolf, one of the biggest creators on the platform, for more than a decade now. But as all people in controversy do, she continued doing the same thing, pretending nothing had happened. But more and more months went by.
Oh, I remember her. Yo, mad kids like her. Like, they just be watching her to react to shit. She don't really be adding much commentary. She just stands there. Well, sits there.
But JJ Jax Films continually posting videos
That's crazy.
And Sniper Wolf hit her boiling point, which reached a head on the 22nd of June 2023, when YouTube promoted SS Sniper Wolf's channel on Twitter, and Jack would post this reply, something that clearly tipped Sniper Wolf over the edge. As she finally replied, "I'm gonna start charging you 20% since you get your ideas from me. Satire is supposed to be funny. It's a way to undermine what I do. Bro just wanted an excuse to copy me thinking it would be easy money for him. He gave up because the videos ended up getting 30k views. Guess it's harder than it looks, huh?" For context, Jack Films made another channel where he copied my content for a few months thinking it would blow up and get millions of views. It didn't.
Hey, shit, it is harder than it look. Shit, I'm going on what? I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. I still ain't where I want to be. So, yeah, it is very harder than it looks. What's that? Xfinity. Oh.
Now he's mad. Then in the comments, somebody commented that she steals ideas, to which he replied, 90% of what I upload are my ideas. People copy me and then people like you get confused, showing Mr. Beast reacting to the same video she did, and once again, this was an idea that Jack Films scoffed at, replying saying,
Oh, so he was hating. Cause if she doing the same thing Mr. Beast doing, then what's the problem? It sound like oh boy was hating. Don't be a hater now. Nothing good comes from hating.
I invented reacting to other people's TikTok. Anyone else is copying me. Incredible mental gymnastics. Hey at YouTube, at VidCon, you sure you're okay boosting her? Are you absolutely sure? And then the feud between the two continued. Clearly SS Sniper Wolf was upset about the situation, but Jack Films was not willing to back down. And that's when things took a darker turn. And the cracks in SS Sniper Wolf's personality started to show. On October 14th, 2023, SS
Uh-oh, she got ghetto. The black came out of her.
Sniper Wolf put out an Instagram vote, asking if she should go to Jack Films' house, as it is 5 minutes away from where she is shooting with a poll. The poll filled up with the option to head to Jack Films' house, and so not long after, Sniper Wolf put a video of his private home on Instagram, with a quote, "Let's talk like adults." A move like this is stalkerish and unacceptable. Sniper Wolf doxed Jack's Films, completely going against YouTube and Instagram's guidelines, and possibly against the law. Not to mention this is
Oh, she bugging. Yeah, she pulled the black car. She pulled up on him. Like, I'm pulling up on you, bro. Like, what's that shit you was talking about on YouTube?
It's just absolutely batshit insane. But above that, it's not acceptable. When it comes to YouTubers, it's even more worrying, as famous YouTubers have a history of their fans doing crazy things like breaking into YouTubers' homes. In this instance, Sniper Wolf had called Jack Films out to her 5 million Instagram followers and 34 million YouTube subscribers, revealing the home of his family and children. While the photo and video was soon deleted after, Jack's Films called her out on this bad move, as Jack Films went on to say, "Creepy, gross, and violating. What you do is disgusting. You steal content and stalk YouTubers. At YouTube to monetize this dangerous creator, or just get her off of your platform." She posted an Instagram story right outside her home and deleted it. Jack's Films and many other YouTube creators have called out Sniper Wolf to be banned from making content on YouTube, and more people started to think, why has she gone so crazy? Why would she do this?
Alright, I had some camera issues. We back into it though. We good. Subscribe for the vibe. I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit because of that little hiccup.
Imagine this building up in her mind until it resulted in the doxing incident. None of this matters to YouTube, of course. With their most recent statement, it's clear they don't actually want to intervene or really do anything about the situation. Instead, they're just waiting for it to die down. Why? Because SS Sniper Wolf is one of their biggest channels when it comes to making money. The amount of ad revenue they must get of her audience is insane. So why throw that all away? She's great for the kids, great for mind-numbing people, and keeping them on the platform. And once a creator becomes so vanilla, so bland of real personality, becoming just another corporate mouthpiece, YouTube will then do everything they can to prop them up, including turning a blind eye to their crimes. It's just not worth it at all for them to actually punish her. And while Sniper Wolf took things too far, these next YouTubers really pushed the boundaries in the most tragic way imaginable. Today's video is brought to you by Enlisted, a from land and in air, creating a truly dynamic and immersive battlefield experience, where you can go over the key moments of each gameplay experience to dive into the where they post prank videos that really makes you and play for free on PC, PlayStation, or Xbox. Plus, when you use my link, you'll receive a free bonus of 3 days of premium time and several orders for troops and weapons. So give Enlisted a try today. You see, this is Mona Lisa Perez and Pedro Ruiz, and they were involved in one of the most jaw-dropping cases that really makes you question the lengths some people are willing to go for clout. You see, the two had a family lifestyle YouTube channel where they'd post prank videos and vlogs, and they had a 3-year-old daughter. Unfortunately, despite making videos regularly for a year, the channel really wasn't getting that much.
See, yo, I used to do pranks and I stopped that. Let me tell y'all why. One of the reasons is because I had a bad prank. Like Shorty tried to do the whole "I'm cheating on you" prank, and it just the reaction would have went against all types of guidelines. So it just wouldn't have went cool. TT, what did you do? I didn't crash out clearly, but it just my language was just bad, and I just was like, that's it for me, no more for me. So now I kind of just do like reactions, like getting their reactions type of video. Like I'm gonna come out rocking a dress, see how they gonna react. Versus I'm gonna do something on some prank level, and they might take it very street and get ghetto, and chicken and go left. So yeah, nah, it's not a good idea for me. And I don't think is pranks even still a thing. Like drop a comment. Do YouTubers still like do pranks?
Traction, so Pedro wanted to try something new. After months of convincing his pregnant year-old daughter, unfortunately, despite making videos regularly for a year, the channel really wasn't gaining that much traction. So Pedro wanted to try something new. After months of convincing his pregnant girlfriend Mona Lisa, on June 27, 2017, Pedro Ruiz was ready to shoot his first YouTube video for a new channel called Damn It Boy. Pedro wanted it all to be extreme videos and wanted to start the channel with a bang. Mona Lisa shared a somewhat concerning tweet that said they were about to shoot the most dangerous video ever, but she wanted to make it clear that it was Pedro's idea, not hers. Little did they know that this statement would turn into a tragic reality. The idea behind the video was that Mona Lisa would shoot a .50 caliber Desert Eagle at Pedro's chest, but don't worry,
What in the world? What? Why would you even play like that? I'm from New York. We don't even do the whole pretending to shoot yourself. Like, you don't even mark yourself. Like, you don't mark yourself. Like, that's marking yourself. Like, you basically putting that bad juju on you. What?
Pedro felt that if he held up a book, this statement would turn into a tragic reality. The idea behind the video was that Mona Lisa would shoot a .50 caliber Desert Eagle at Pedro's chest. But don't worry, Pedro felt that if he held up a book in front of him, all would be okay, and the book would stop the bullet. It was an incredibly reckless idea, and the rule of thumb with any weapon is that you don't ever point at it at somebody or even shoot in the direction of that person. But Pedro was confident in the stunt. He would do anything for more views and subscribers. However, at Mona Lisa's request, they did test out how well it would work. In their trial run, they used a thick encyclopedia and set it at a decent distance. In this test, the bullet was actually stopped by the book, which gave Mona Lisa a strong sense of security in the stunt.
This has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I've ever heard. Like, are you dumb? Like, how dumb could one possibly be? And you know what, YouTube? Do not demonetize this video, because we need to shine light on what absolutely positively not to do. Even though we should not say this, because you guys should know this already. But this is what you should not do. This is the definition of clout chasing, do anything for money. This is just ridiculous.
In their trial run, they used a thick encyclopedia and set it at a decent distance. In this test, the bullet was actually stopped by the book, which gave Mona Lisa a strong sense of security in the stunt. So Pedro held a hardcover encyclopedia in front of his chest, and they believed that this book would stop the bullet, just like it had in their practice run. And the book was not as thick as their test book, and so as you can probably guess, things didn't go according to plan. The Desert Eagle's pistol bullet didn't stop at the book, and it went right through and struck Pedro in the chest. In a state of panic, Mona Lisa called 911, but it was already too late. Pedro passed away before he could even be...
No way. I've never heard this story before. Are you kidding me? Now, granted, when he was telling the story, I'm like, yeah, somebody about to get seriously hurt. But I would have never imagined somebody would have passed away. That is crazy. Like, what? I can't wrap my head around this. I can't wait to tell my girlfriend this story. She has to hear this story. More people need to hear this story, because this is insane.
Airlifted for medical treatment. A tragedy unfolded in front of their 3-year-old daughter, and Mona Lisa was arrested immediately. Following the shocking and tragic incident, Mona Lisa was sentenced to 180 days in jail for manslaughter and banned from ever owning a gun again. She gave birth to a baby prior to her sentencing, but this was a pretty sad situation for a mother to be and a 3-year-old daughter. While it might just seem like this was an extreme case of stupidity to...
Only 180 days? I mean, I guess, because it was an accident, but it's like, you gotta take accountability. That somebody lost their life. It's stupidity. Like, why didn't nobody talk? Oh, that's crazy.
to blame, there's something else going on about her baby prior to her sentencing, but this was a pretty sad situation for a mother to be and a 3-year-old daughter. While it might just seem like this was an extreme case of stupidity to blame, there's something else going on as well. I mean, we've talked before about how social media and being online always rewires your reward mechanisms. Likes and shares burrow their way into the human psyche. Just as they're designed to, going to work on your brain's innate social programming. And cases like this show how far they can go, how mindless the pursuit becomes. If either Pedro or Mona Lisa had thought for 1 second, they would have realized how careless their plan was. Even holding the book in front of their arm and leg would have been so much less dangerous, but they were completely blinded by the likes and the hits they would get from the video. The potential of internet fame occupied their minds so much that they forgot about everything else, a warning sign to always keep one eye on reality, even if you'd obviously never go as far as Pedro did. Yet still a surprisingly light sentence. And although Pedro and Mona Lisa have never found much fame on YouTube, this next YouTuber was one of YouTube's OGs with billions of views under his belt. I'm talking about JStation, a YouTuber primarily known for his extreme and often shocking content, and he gained popularity by creating videos centered around dark and sometimes unsettling themes, such as 3 AM challenges, paranormal activities, and other sensational topics. In many of his videos, he'd go as far as doing something that was against the law. While many people question the legitimacy of most of his challenges and content, the content was extremely popular, with the channel gaining around 40 to 50 million views every
Damn, that's for acting like you Blair Witch and shit.
month. In one video, he was caught hiding. People question the legitimacy of most of his challenges and content. The content was extremely popular, with the channel gaining around 40 to 50 million views every month. In one video, he was caught hiding in a mall after it had closed while filming a 24 hours in a mall video. For this, he would be arrested and charged. YouTube even stepped in explaining
Oh my god. Like, how dumb could one person be?
that he had violated their guidelines and demonetized his channel. But Jason simply opened a second channel to get monetized again. But this was just one of the many controversial videos made by
Boy said, yo, they demonetized my channel. Alright, I'm gonna make another one. Yeah, that's probably why YouTube started making their rules strict. Like, once they like ban you, they like ban you. That's it. You could barely even go on other people's channel. Probably like maybe 1 or 2 visits, but I don't even recommend that. You feel me? Because that other person's channel might get demonetized or whatever the case may be.
JStation. But on January, their guidelines and demonetized his channel. But Jason simply opened a second channel to get monetized again. But this was just one of the many controversial videos made by JStation. But on January 21st, 2020, Jason experienced one of the worst things a person can go through. In a video titled "Saying Goodbye to My Dead Girlfriend," he explained that his girlfriend Alexia, whom he'd been with for some time now, had passed away tragically in a car crash. In the video, he was
Oh Lord. You got one YouTuber that popped her boyfriend for views. Then you got another YouTuber imaginary offed his girlfriend for views. They do anything for views. They do anything for views. That's the remix.
Crying. Something like this could spiral anybody into a place in depression, enough to do something stupid. But in the video, he spoke about how Alexia's death wish was for the channel to reach 1 million subscribers.
Her dream was just to get 1 million subscribers, and we were so close to doing that, guys.
A rather unusual statement in a video of this type, but soon after the video was uploaded, other YouTubers did their research, and one YouTuber called the local police station where Jason lived and asked about the car accident, to which they were unaware of.
No, I don't have anything by that name on the system.
So, in Toronto, nobody has been, nobody by that name specifically has suffered any form of death, right?
No.
Others explained that this was tasteless, how his tears were clearly fake, and this was all an elaborate prank just to get more clout. The frustrations towards him grew, but for fans of the channel, this man was grieving for his dead girlfriend. But his next video would be when things took a much darker turn. 5 days later, on January 26th, Jason uploaded another video, Dead Girlfriend Ouija Board Challenge at 3 AM, gone wrong, essentially mocking anyone who had sympathy for him.
What's poppin', guys? Back with another 3 AM challenge. As you guys know, my girlfriend Alexia just passed away.
Nigga said, as you know, my girlfriend just passed away. We about to do this challenge, YouTube. Just piss me off.
away in a tragic accident, guys. I cannot get over her, guys. I miss her so freaking much.
And while this may have been horrible news for his own community, this is how many of Alexia's family and friends found out about her alleged death. And I'm JStation knew there would be backlash, but it was a risk he was willing to take to get those views. All publicity is good publicity. And this was enough to force Alexia into the situation against her own will. And so on January 28th, 2020, Alexia posted a video of herself on her own channel titled Alexia is Alive. Here she spoke about her relationship with I'm JStation, where she claimed he was abusive and controlling. She went as far to say that she actually feared him.
I only helped him out of fear.
And as a result of this, she would play along to keep the peace.
Girl, shut up. You know you was with the shits.
She said that Jason would stop her from socializing with friends and family. And when Alexia's friends and family were constantly called and questioned about her death, she asked I'm JStation to remove the video. And he didn't skip a beat, replying, "Tell your dad not to block my money. I don't get a part of his business. He shouldn't get a part of mine. And why don't you get your dad to write me an apology letter? Because he's trying to block my money." Alexia posting this video went against what I'm JStation had in mind for the channel, and he was upset. The two broke up, and Jason posted a new video titled Alexia Morano Exposed, the Bad Side of Her, where he claimed she had been a willing participant in the death posts and had benefited from the money that came in from the posts. He had even provided footage of Alexia helping him, and made a side comment that his fans were delusional.
I don't really appreciate you talking shit about me to my fans after I try to help you succeed.
I have no fans, except young kids who are delusional.
At this point, it was just airing each other's dirty laundry, and other parties looked bad. But that doesn't excuse the fact that there were other factors that seemed to corroborate that Jason was indeed an abusive liar.
What it sounded like is a plan that went wrong. They both thought it was going to work, and when they realized it didn't work, they started turning on each other. They ain't low.
Stories came out from another ex-girlfriend.
I made sure to stay up all night because I was paranoid. I wasn't sure what he was going to do.
And he was exposed for lying again about his apartment being broke into.
People just ran in my house and messed me up, like super bad, yo. No lie, guys.
The next week, I'm JStation was arrested, following Alexia's accusations that he was physically abusive, eventually causing him to be charged with 2 counts of assault. But his internet persona had to continue, he needed those views. And so when he was released later that night, he would go straight back to Instagram saying, "Guys, I just got arrested, but I'm back home and back on the grind. That's why I missed the upload. New video dropping tonight. I'm going harder than ever now. Love you guys." Clearly having no remorse or care for what he did, with his account eventually being suspended again on March 12, 2021. JStation is a clear example of a different reason why so many YouTubers and influencers go off of the rails. Shocking content that goes further than anyone else is what plays well. The perfect drama and prank YouTuber would get as close to breaking the law as possible while still making content. That, and they'd fake as much content as possible. JStation's video, "We Bought a Slave Off the Dark Web," is a clear example of something that does both. Other creators that play it too safe don't even get heard of. It's a genre of video and creator that rewards outrage, shock tactics, and being generally unaware of how ridiculous what you're doing is. If these are the ways the drama influencers and these celebrities are chosen, then it's no surprise that a lot of them go off the rails. You need to be completely self-absorbed, egotistical, and in your own little world to even get there in the first place. So when these people get handed audiences in the hundreds of thousands or even the tens of millions, the rest is inevitable. The views and the money fuel their already massive egos, spouting their bloated opinions into their USB microphones to flatter their groaning sense of self-importance, and so they start thinking they can get away with everything. Of course, it's never enough. The essential problem with these drama and prank channels is that they need to keep upping the ante and going even further. Otherwise, their audience will just move on to the next channel doing exactly the same thing, creating a cycle of going further and further. Eventually, they go too far, and their channel either gets suspended or they get in trouble with the authorities, as seen in JStation's catastrophic fall. While I'm JStation went through some extreme situations to get views, this next YouTuber has changed his entire life to keep his audience happy. This is Nicholas Perry, and many of you will
I still can't get past the YouTuber who got popped. Like, what? For some views? I'm gonna have to charge my own. Hold on, let me pause this real quick.
JStation went through some extreme situations to get views, this next YouTuber has changed his entire life to keep his audience happy. This is Nicholas Perry, but many of you will know him by the name Nakado Avocado. He started making YouTube videos when he moved to Colombia to live with his boyfriend Orlin. His average video was him simply playing some violin, speaking about his vegan lifestyle, and vlogging. Although he gained some following, his real claim to fame was diving headfirst into massive food feasts. He's what they call a mukbanger, which, if you didn't know, is originally from South Korea and means something like eating broadcast. In his first mukbang, it was all healthy vegan food. And
yo, that's a fun fact. Yo, I did mad mukbangs in my YouTuber, like when I first started. I didn't know where it came from, so that's a fun fact.
something Nicholas expected to be a once-off video. But it quickly popped off, and he gained over 50,000 views within the first few weeks of the video being up. In all of his regular uploads, his fans would comment asking when the next mukbang video was coming out. Hungry for views and clout, he'd eventually upload another mukbang video. Once again, it did very well. Soon enough, all of his uploads were some form of mukbangs, and he'd eventually stopped being a vegan, citing health issues. Nicholas clearly loved drama, and many of his videos have clickbait titles such as "Why I'm Leaving My Husband" and "Caught on Camera Almost Stabbed at Jack in the Box," not for kids. But over the next few years, he would make millions from this, becoming a huge notorious YouTuber. But with this enormous success and growth came a decline in both his physical and mental state. You see, when he started these mukbang videos, Nicholas weighed just 155 pounds or 70 kilograms. Nicholas believed that he could do all these mukbang videos without picking up weights because he had a fast metabolism.
What a dummy. If you think for 1 second you can eat all that unhealthy food and be okay, even if you got a fast metabolism, yeah, you just pooping it out, bro, but diabetes, high blood pressure, like what we talking about here?
So he hadn't really been keeping tabs on his weight. But one day, about a year into his mukbang career, while he was filming himself, he decided to eventually step onto his scale. And there, it was a bit of a shocker. He'd crossed the 200 pound, about 90 kilogram mark, and you could practically see the disbelief written all over his face.
You guys, I'm 200 pounds.
But here's the twist. He couldn't bring himself to admit that those mukbang sessions might have played a role in his weight gain. The views, money, and success made his ego drunk. So claiming it was all water weight and stress, he thought he'd lose this all very easily.
I'm praying that this is just water weight. That this is water weight.
Yo, he was mad skinny.
And it comes off.
He even made 2 videos addressing the weight he'd put on, but 3 videos later he did another one of his 10,000 calorie challenges, and he continued to gain weight, often crying on camera because of how it was affecting his life. But to Nicholas, the views the mukbangs brought in were more important than his own health, and so eventually he would hit 160 kilograms. In 2019, Nicholas explained how his weight affected his relationship with his husband Oren. He suffers from erectile dysfunction and a loss of libido as a result of his binge eating. Nicholas and his husband Oren had a toxic relationship that was taken to YouTube.
Well, damn, he gained weight too. What the hell? He eating the scraps?
As they'd be kissing each other one moment and shouting at each other a moment later. When YouTubers and his own fans shared their concerns, he'd often laugh it off or reply in outrage, never listening to what they had to say. He was told that he was slowly killing himself for views, but Nicholas didn't care about it. In a 2021 interview with Mel magazine, Perry spilled the beans. Turns out many of the online conflicts he's involved in are, well, also staged by none other than himself. He's not just doing it for the drama, but for the sake of his entire career. His entire career is hinged on his completely toxic, degenerate lifestyle. And so obviously Nicholas wasn't one to shy away from stirring up online drama. He feeds off it, often picking fights with fellow YouTubers, all in the hopes of getting a bit more of that sweet attention. He had it clear in his mind that there's no such thing as bad publicity, and he was making a lot of money from this. But then fast forward to May 2021 and something big happened. His on-again, off-again relationship with Orlin reached its final chapter, with Nicholas uploading a video in tears, pouring his heart out about how the internet had turned its back on him, and how all this online stuff was just too much for his family to handle.
I actually like to be alone, and I just figured it out.
And well, he mentioned that his husband had left him for good. 1 month later, in April 2021, he posted a video titled, "My New House Tour. I bought a $2.3 million penthouse," where he showed off what his fame had brought him, explaining that he was reaching his dreams and starting a new chapter. He spoke about being separated from Orlin, and that they were in the filing process of the divorce, so Nicholas packed his bags and moved to Vegas. Near the end of the video, he posted about all the money he has, laughing at poorer people.
I am rich!
Boy, you are sick. Like, and you need to go get that checked out, my boy.
Take that, peasants!
2 minutes later in the same video, he breaks down because of his loneliness. Despite everything he'd built, he hated himself, because all the success relied on destroying everything around him. The worrying thing about Nikado Avocado is how far he's gone compared to other creators. Each video is like one frame of a time-lapse documenting what internet fame and gluttony can do to someone. To go from healthy to ruining your body in just a few years is something you don't see very often, and was all for the YouTube views and the money. People often discuss whether this was all an act in a show, or if he really did fall so far. I mean, the weight gain was clearly real, although it's pretty likely it was a mixture of the two. He discovered what people really wanted to see when he drifted from reasonably sized meals into crazy portions. Then, by acting more juvenile, erratic, and eating large amounts of food, he gained even more momentum. Eating that much junk food has drastic effects on both the body and the brain, so it partially explains some of the changes we saw. At the end of the day though, does it really matter? Even if it's just an act, he's still pretty normal when he is in front of the camera. That almost makes this whole thing more pathetic. Although he had published videos talking about his weight loss a few months ago, it seems like that's been forgotten for now. In a video uploaded in October 2023, he was still seemingly the same size and doing the same mukbang videos. And while YouTube watched behind the
Ew, probably stink in that room.
lens, the slow decline of Nakado Avocado isn't as fatal as our next case. Do you remember those crazy YouTube prank videos back in 2014? Well, the top creator of these sorts of videos was FuziTube, otherwise known as Yusef. Now, FuziTube opened his channel back in March 2011, creating his channel with the goal of changing the world one smile at a time. His early content was characterized by his energetic and humorous personality, but like many YouTubers, a single video stood above all the others. FuziTube's first major boost in popularity came just days after starting his new channel, when he uploaded a video of himself dancing to Rebecca Black's Friday in an Apple store. The video quickly gained traction and led to his first substantial growth in subscribers. After that, he would start a series called Middle Eastern Parents, joking around with the typical stereotypes. Once again, the YouTube algorithm picked this up and boosted his channel drastically, and as those views began to decline, he transitioned into prank videos. But he wasn't copying any other YouTubers out there. It was original content and it did very well. He was confident and willing to go the extra mile to make the video go viral. His most popular video, Spider-Man in Real Life Prank, garnered over 173 million views. And while some YouTubers would call him out for being misogynistic and crossing lines in his videos, FuziTube didn't care. He was on top of the world. His ego was flying high. And yet by 2015, the fun was starting to die as the prank video era of YouTube was losing traction, and FuziTube would struggle to adapt to these changes, taking a huge hit to his ego. His videos weren't getting many views anymore, and although he tried to shift from pranks to vlogs, his whole channel was just decreasing in views and engagement, eventually causing FuziTube to speak about his mental health issues as he shared his struggles with his audience, including moments of depression and manic episodes.
Everything begins within. Like, no matter how much medications I take, no matter how much help I seek, no matter who I reach, until I internally tell myself like, yo, you gotta do this for you, you gotta start getting better, you gotta fix your mental approach, it's never gonna change. So I'm still in that process now. Like, me coming here is such, like, if you wanna look at wins, I've had to look at my small wins. Me going to the gym was like a victory in my life because of how much I wasn't doing and how much I was struggling.
But not only was his reputation declining rapidly, but FuziTube also came forward explaining how his revenue dropped by nearly 95% of what he would usually make from YouTube ads.
I lost well over $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's how you kind of burned your savings.
I was the first big hit, yeah.
All of these things were compounding with an already mentally unwell man, and he would hit one of his many rock bottoms. But in July 2018, FuziTube would organize what he claimed to be the best YouTube event ever. This was his chance to gain relevancy once again, claiming this event would be the next Coachella, Hate Dies, Love Arrives, where he would get fellow influencers to promote the event, including Logan Paul, Roman Atwood, and Keemstar, promising fans big names like Drake and Snoop Dogg, and the event was free. But when everybody arrived, it was nowhere near what they'd promised. As it was about to start, a bomb threat was called in, forcing everybody out of the building and into the car park. So not only did it fail to live up to expectations, but Fuzi's erratic behavior during the event was criticized by his community and other YouTubers.
And apparently one of the most appalling YouTubers, FuziTube, saw TanaCon and thought to himself, yeah, I can do that, but worse.
Taking another dent to his huge ego, and he'd later admit to never even speaking to Drake before, meaning the promise of Drake coming to the event was never even a possibility. This was just all to gain relevancy again. But once everybody arrived in the parking lot, Fuzi would do everything he could to boost his ego, telling everyone about his ambitions as a content creator and his mental health struggles.
I invested all my money into this event, and I did it for free. My accountant said, Yusuf, where are you gonna make your money? I said, that's not a problem to me. I didn't care.
But many of his fans were now expressing concern for his mental well-being, telling FuziTube to take a break from the public spotlight to prioritize his mental health. But this only made him more angry. So when Keemstar tried to step in and help FuziTube had a manic episode in front of all of his fans, claiming that Keemstar made him want to commit suicide.
I have bipolar and depression. That what you put into my head made me want to kill myself.
multiple YouTubers stepped in, both concerned for his own health and for his influence as a YouTuber, leading him to another rock bottom as he would take a year-long break from YouTube after the event, and when he returned he would never be as active. Until recently, when about a year ago FouseyTube started live streaming whatever he was doing, every single day. He claimed that he was in a better place mentally now, and that his audience no longer had to worry about him, but as soon as the views started coming in again, viewers would start to notice his old manic state habits. As FouseyTube started to lose his mind again, his viewers only increased, almost motivating FouseyTube to do even
Yo, boy says start to lose his mind again. I'm screaming.
crazier things and act in even worse ways, anything he could do to boost his ego. Everybody around him was encouraging his downward spiral, and in August 2023, while on stream, FouseyTube met a drunk woman at an airport. On the stream, viewers could see that she was clearly hammered, off her mind. FouseyTube and the woman started speaking, and she opened up about a tragic event that she had gone through where she had been a victim of human trafficking.
So a lot of the women I used to mess with, they were sex trafficked, and I was like shit about it.
Not too long after the stream ended, but about 10 minutes later, FouseyTube started his live stream again and bragged about how he had just had sex with a drunk girl in the airport bathroom.
I just joined the Mile High Club. And I know it doesn't count as the Mile High Club because I was in the airport, but I still joined it. I swear to God, I swear on everything I love. I swear on everything I love. I just joined the Mile High Club in the airport, in the men's bathroom.
Anything to boost his own sense of self-worth. Even if it meant exploiting a woman in a bathroom, it was still good for his ego. But his community were disgusted by this, defending the lady that he had taken advantage of. But things took an even greater decline on August 23rd, as he screamed for almost the entire day and assaulted 2 people while on stream, having another manic episode. In the video, FouseyTube checked into a hotel and called the cops while on stream, claiming a troll was near him with a gun to his head, ready to pull the
Oh yeah, I remember that. He was on one.
trigger.
There's a gun to my head right now. There's a gun to my head. Help, ma'am, he left. Ma'am, he left. There's a gun to my head. Help, get them. Help, ma'am, Intercontinental, what's my room number? Help, tell me, 2027.
You could see he was losing his mind, and the viewer
He don't even got no friends, because a real nigga wouldn't even have him on that phone with 911 bugging out like that, lying and all types of shit.
continued to pour in. Eventually, for Elsa and Spider-Man videos that were going around the algorithm for years, they exposed kids to awful ideas and ways of living, whilst profiting the creator millions, teaching children degeneracy. It's no surprise that you get these unhinged individuals at the helm of these channels. And while FouseyTube's decline was long in the making, same can't be said for Phidias. You see, the allure of virality
This getting good.
continue to drive creators to explore new horizons, often blurring the lines between entertainment and ethics and exploitation. But it's this relentless quest for internet fame and clout, and their unending narcissism that can drive creators insane. And you see, Phidias' ego was growing, with his YouTube channel pulling in millions of views. Soon he would be featured by big names like Eric, connecting with the top of the crop on the site. And people took a liking to Phidias, as he would do anything without limits to get views, and it was this exact drive that would bring him his audience. But at the same time, it also came to taint his entire YouTube career. And to see what I mean, we need to have a look at one of the first controversies he got into. And this is when he aimed to document life in what he described as the world's poorest country. The video titled "I Spent 100 Hours in the World's Poorest Country" showcased Phidias' journey in the country.
This is the world's poorest country, and there is a lot of bad things said about it. That's why I'm going to spend the next 100 hours here to see with my own eyes.
Capturing moments of stark poverty and daily struggles. However, the whole tone of this documentary-style video raised eyebrows. For one, Phidias treated the locals like a spectacle rather than being actual humans. They were there to serve the video and nothing else, completely exploiting this whole situation and the subjects for views, turning their hardships into a backdrop for viral content. And to top it off, the thumbnail was particularly crude and almost hilarious in how out of touch it was. And throughout this whole video, Phidias' commentary was always marked by a surprise at the living conditions and the cost of services, being completely oblivious to the ethical implications of his content. And it was his sanctimonious and pretentiously fake commentary at the simplicity of life and lack of access to resources that made this video feel so insensitive.
How much is normal haircut? 1,000. $1 is 2,000. You got 50 cents haircut. Actually, yeah, 50 cents in my whole life.
But it wasn't the first time that he did these sorts of things to get views. In the same time, he was in hot water for his video on Skid Row in Los Angeles, because in both instances, Phidias was looking at complex social issues focused on making the most mind-numbing content possible, completely ignoring the real lives he was documenting. But at the same time as the controversy grew, so did his fanbase. And this would hit a climax when Phidias finally met Elon Musk after stalking him for months, getting into controversy with Elon Musk Musk's mother, he finally forced Elon Musk into giving him a hug by using his child fans to publicly pressure Elon Musk to hug him.
You want me to hug this guy, this loser? That's what he wanted to say.
If you want me to hug him, I'll hug him.
And as he kept getting rewarded for this kind of content, it was no wonder what he would do next. Eventually, as his channel started plateauing, he needed something new, something daring, and this would come with his most recent controversy, when Phileas, already under scrutiny for his pompous, egocentric ventures, decided to embark on a new challenge, traveling across Japan without spending a dime. The video titled Traveling Across Japan for Free showcased Felix and 3 other YouTubers engaging in a series of questionable activities, all in the name of views and clout. The video begins with Phileas asking strangers for money to cover his bus fare, a move that sets the tone for the rest of his journey. And as he goes across Japan, Phileas resorts to hiding in train toilets, evading ticket inspectors, and even running from the authorities when confronted.
When I sat down, he released me, and immediately I started running. But he called the police, and they are searching for me now.
The video
Yo, this is clown shit. What a clown.
captures the essence of his reckless pursuit as he documents every step of his illegal adventure, being completely oblivious to the legal and ethical implications of his actions. And this time his narcissism was so on the nose, with this whole video being a blatant display of disrespect and disregard towards Japanese culture and their legal system. Everybody online was criticizing it, exploiting the kindness of strangers for views, was just so out of touch it was almost funny, but also alarming at his character, constantly treating the people in his videos more like subjects to give him views, nothing else. And it was the same condescending tone throughout all of these videos and his lack of genuine respect that fueled the backlash against his content. Eventually it got so bad that he actually had to take down the video and apologize. And whilst it might seem like he finally learned a lesson, it's doubtful. This cycle of always being in the limelight, all publicity is good publicity mindset, is exactly what feeds these egocentric actions in the first place. And a special thanks to Enlisted for sponsoring this video.
Yo, drop a comment. Y'all want more of these? Drop that comment.